Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I would like to talk about the global food prices from December 2024 to March 2025. This Celtic spread is the overview of the situation. Five of wands at the previous position means that there were conflicts in regards to food prices. So it wasn't really stable before December this year. But then the good thing is, in between December and March 2025, well, I have to say it again because it crosses between the new year. So in between December 2024 to March 2025, there will be a time where peace will come towards the situation because of the fall of Swords energy. Whatever things that were struggling in regards to food prices before, there will be a period of peace. I think that one of the reasons can be one particular industry or one particular area of life in general. It it will gain the momentum to actually calm down. When it actually calms down, the other people or the other industries, they can actually negotiate. So I think the calmness comes because of one particular thing that is becoming less intense. It can be related to the situation where, among the food chain, there are different parts of the food chain. So I feel like there is one particular part of it actually it is becoming more peaceful. It is the stress has gone, so that the other parts of the food chain they can actually negotiate and to deal with the things in a relatively less stressful manner. So probably if people are feeling like, oh, every prices, there are stresses, but then because one particular thing that went down, and then I mean the price probably will go down, and then the other parts will align themselves. Um, and then Page of Wands crossing Four of Swords, there is a concern because when Page of Wands appear, as I said before, you can see it is about someone growing crops on the desert. So what can this mean? This can mean there will be a water situation where the soil does not get enough water, and the Page of Wands can also mean job opportunities. So there might be concerns in the food industries or some particular industries, maybe logistics, where people might have problems working. So in between these times, we need to focus on the logistics of things in the food industries, and also the employment in general. Would that be particularly something, some particular areas in the food industries maybe they are lacking people, or there might be an employment situation that can impact the logistics of things. But intuitively, I think it is more about the environment. But I wouldn't rule out employment situation and logistics, because Eight of Wands is in this spread, which means communications and quick developments. But I think in between in these 4 months, things will happen rapidly. And yeah, so I think we have to brace the impact somehow, because it's not gonna be because Eight of Wands is here. That means a surge of pricing, sun surge, or suddenly things can go up and down quickly in these 4 months. So Queen of Wands on top of this spread means that there is a tendency to accumulate. And if there is the tendency to accumulate, that means people will find a reason to accumulate food. And on the other hand, the food industries themselves, they will also have the tendency to accumulate. So if everybody wants to accumulate, there must be a reason, right? And so it is pretty easy to tell. Queen of Wands, I see it as a blessing on this spread, because there is river, and there are still hope to go towards food security, food abundance. There is still hope and tendency to do so. And I think the water is very crucial for everyone, because in this spread I don't see a lot of water. I see a lot of heat, soil, but water is not too much. King of Wands at the bottom of the spread means that it can be a person who is in authority. He has a lot of passion to act on things. But he is very fiery. He's very fiery. So I don't know if this is a person who is related to the food industry. He might make decisions that are very unfriendly towards the water element, and that is a concern. If this is a situation, it can mean the water resources are not enough. Three of Pentacles in the upcoming future position, it means There are communications. Um, because the force was at the beginning of this spread. Um, yeah, I know I cannot show it over here because this is like a screen capture, but because I have to show other spread to you in a moment. But anyway, false was there are three person. One person is sleeping on the bed, and then the other two outside they are negotiating. And then Three of Pentacles, when it happens, it means the negotiations will be involving more than one party. So the good thing about Three of Pentacles is that people from different areas, different industries, they will come together and discuss about solutions. This can also be among us. If we're just talking about the food prices, I think in these 4 months, there will be a time where the food industries and the supermarkets and the government and whoever involved in the supply of the food, they will come together to tackle a long-term solution, because Three of Pentacles is not about something quick and fast. It is about gradual progress. So this has to be, has to be patient. So I feel like there is a situation that needs patience. Emperor at the bottom of the spread means regulation is in place. So when I see the Emperor card, I feel like there will be situations where government power will kick in and then regulate stuff. It can be the pricing, it can be a situation. I don't know yet. Eight of Wands after the Emperor means that the development will be swift, will be quickly, rapidly. And because this is after the Emperor card, so that means there will be authorities, actions, there will be policies, changes, and from higher ups, because they do something, because they make changes, and then they make changes that leads to a lot of rapid changes in regards to food prices. And then Five of Swords means losing a battle. Like someone is not, someone might gain the victory, but actually losing the others at the same time. So I feel like maybe there will be people in the industry or whatever in the government. I don't know. They're gonna make a decision, and then the decision will affect the food prices tremendously, and then but whoever is causing these troubles, they are not ready to surrender. They will say, okay, we have to do this because of these reasons, and if you're not okay with it, then it's okay. If you don't, if you're not okay, it's okay. Then it's a problem. So Thanos was at last. It means that something doesn't work out. So something is coming to an end. So I think this can be related to the a water situation, because when I did a supplementary card for Ten of Swords, I get the Star card. So when Star card appears, it is about renewal. It is about fluid. It is about there is also the connection between the soil and the water. When water is enough, then the soil gets nutrients. The soil gets the, you know, things get fertile. But then if water is not in balance, then the soil can get affected, right? So it is also about the harmony. So the Ten of Swords, when it is, related to the star, so I think some components in the food prices, they will not be in balance. So something can go up really high. So but there are things that are not. So I don't feel like there are any. I don't think they will be in balance somehow. And I have to address this. Um, the star card is about a lot of fluid. So I believe that there are two industries that might need some kind of attention because of the fluid. So first of all, seafood. Um, because seafood is, watery, and also because the soil, then the cattle can also be related, and farming, and also I see this, we have this bird, among the stars, so poultry might be affected at the same time. So I think there'll be quite a lot of things happening in these 4 months from December 2024 to March 2025. Because of the water element, many things can happen. But everything has a good side. When I don't see much water in the spread, I feel like maybe people will start to figure out ways that can create food by using more heat. I don't know how it works, but it's possible because the Page of Wands energy is about heat, and the King of Wands energy is about heat, and maybe the barbecue industry will gain more business because when I see the Ten of Swords, I can easily intuitively I think about the barbecue, because barbecue, when we're eating barbecue pork, barbecue, teriyaki, sometimes they go black easily, right? And in some situations, I don't know, but I'm not sure about the culture and anything. But I think historically, sometimes when people don't have enough food, for whatever reasons, they will use more particular techniques to prepare food. And when I don't see a lot of water here, I feel like people will go towards more about the fiery side. And then I think there might be situations where the freshness of the food can change somehow. Because in these moments, people will accumulate food, and the industry will also accumulate their stock, their products. So I feel like the freshness might be kind of impacted, and the way to prepare food can kind of alter a little bit in this time. But yeah, the change will be quick and fast. So, be prepared for that. Okay, so these four cards correspond to each month. The first card is for December 2024. Nine of Swords, worries. So people worries about food prices. Definitely this month. Um, can be related to Christmas and New Year, and people will feel like, okay, we have to celebrate, but we don't want to spend that much. So some people will feel worried about it. But, even though I don't know what exactly the worries are, but I think we always have the capacity to be flexible, right? And to be creative. Even though the circumstances change and the food we eat can change, everything can change. Uh, but we can also be changing our ways of cooking, our ways of preparing for celebrations. So these kind of worries, uh, when the time comes, we can ask ourselves, are these necessary? Are these worries necessary? When the time comes, we will know. But even when we feel like, oh, it's so worrisome, um, knowing that because the cycle is coming to an end, what particular cycle I don't know, but because I do see the Ten of Swords for the end of these 4 months, so I feel like there will be a build up of energy that will coming to an end. So nine of swords means that things are coming to a head and starting to culminate, but it's gonna take a few months to culminate. And I strongly believe that there will be a turning point in March 2025. Why? Because of the King of Wands energy. I put this King of Wands energy for March 2025, and then this King of Wands energy is at the bottom of this main spread. So I think this will be significant time during March. And then January 2025, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups means invitations. It means emotional energies. And when Knight of Cups energy is representing the food prices, I think there will be good news. Like people will have more gatherings somehow. Like people will be able to invite people to come over to have dinners. Knight of Cups can also mean some kind of water situation, but I don't feel like it is coming ahead yet. But we kind of feel it somehow because you see that the river in this card, it is a small river. I think there might be some news about the water in the beginning of next year. But in general, Knight of Cups is in generally a positive card. And when we talk about the prices, yes, I just mentioned it should be okay January. But there will be movements. There will be movements because of the night energy. Um, you know, I don't think it's gonna be very stable, but I don't think it will cause a lot of problems yet. In February, Page of Swords. there is problem. There are problems because Page of Swords energies, they are about cutting through the crab. The Swords energy is about cutting through the crab. Um, there's another scenario that might possibly true, which is in January, we will feel kind of a movement for the food prices, and then we can feel kind of emotional at times. Like our emotions are linked to the food prices in January, but it's not necessarily entirely bad. There will still be something good about it because um, the general vibe of the card itself. But then in February, we really feel like we have to be precise about the food prices. Page of Swords energy. We have to be clear. We have to be analytical about the situation, and we feel like we have to gain the knowledge of the situation. This is for February 2025. So, first scenario, from December onwards, there will be a build up of problems in regards to food that will last for a few months, and then in February things get more clear, and then in March authority actions probably will kick in. Second scenario is those problems they are not happening from the end of this year, but actually come to a head in February. Then authority actions will kick in March. So King of Wands energy in March 2025, it is fiery. There might be a concern about cattle because behind this King of Wands, we see the lions and salamanders at the lower part. So I feel like something is coming to an end in March 2025 because salamander is about renewal and rebirth. So something is not sustainable and it will come to an end. The good side, if I see it in a positive side, maybe there are components about the food prices. I don't know which particular industries, but there can be prices that are unbearable, and then they have to come down for whatever reasons. Because of the salamander and the lion and the animals depicted in the King of Wands card, I believe that in March, the prices will be the concern about prices will be more related to cattle and animals with 4 legs. In January, I believe that will be also a little bit. It can be true also, but because January is a water card, so I feel like it's more about the water element. Probably some concerns about seafood, but I don't see fishes, so I wouldn't say totally 100%. But the poultry can be a thing in January because I do see the wings on the top of the helmet of Knight of Cups in January. So yeah. So as I said, the King of Wands energy in March 2025, it is at the bottom of the main spread for these 4 months. So I feel like March will be a crucial time that things can turn around for better or worse. So yeah, so in general, I think this is the message that I would like to um, get from the universe to you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Oh, and by the way, um, if possible, just uh, try to grow your own food, because the Queen of Pentacles energy is about growing own food and also being self-sufficient in your own boundaries. And I have to stress this. I think there's a need to respect boundaries in these times, like because Queen of Pentacles energy is about boundaries. So we can create our own boundaries about food security. We just need to use our creativity and, to tweak our ways of cooking and to preserve food in general. Yeah. And yeah, so I just feel like we need to be more respectful to not only our own boundaries, but also the boundaries of the way people create food. I don't know why I'm getting this vibe, but it is auspicious for us to be more respectful to everybody's situation in regards to food situation in these 4 months, and to understand that it's not going to be forever, but we should be able to do it in a peaceful manner if we prepare ahead of time. And also understand the fact that we all can have situations where we feel not secure, and then we feel like we have to focus more about ourselves and our own families, and be okay about this situation. It doesn't mean that we have to go against each other. It just means that, okay, we have to tackle the situation, um, you know, by having our own boundaries, healthy boundaries. So yeah, I feel like it might be testing in certain period of time in these 4 months, but it's not gonna be forever. So yeah, just I hope everybody can prepare about that. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. And I hope you all the best. Have a great day.